Welcome gamers! Today I want to talk with you about level 125 versus 150 in context of my recent experiences, as I was recently participating in level 150 tournament, and what you see in the background is in fact a training session that I had just before the tournament, and in the retrospective of the whole discussion of the 125 versus 150 that was going on YouTube in the early days of Elden Ring. But let me firstly talk about the history of 125 versus 150. At the beginning of the game there was the whole argument. People that preferred the idea of 125 being the meta level were mostly looking at the whole topic from the balance perspective, whereas people that were mostly behind 150 were looking at things from the perspective of the activity. You see, level 125 can connect with 150s, as you can see here. The thing is though, people that finish this game usually ends with level 150 or higher. So because of that, you are kind of excluding people that simply leveled up to 160 plus and then decided that they want to participate in the PvP, or they just going through another NG with Phantoms or the Counterstone enabled, and these people are just excluded from your matchmaking because of your level 125. And from my personal experience, sitting at 125 is indeed negatively affecting your matchmaking to some extent, and therefore I, for example, invade on 137, and for me it is just simply enough, as I catch 125s, I catch 150s, and I catch people that are up to 174. So yeah, even gamers that just going through NG Plus are also in my range. That being said, this discussion even appeared at the beginning of the game, caused very interesting thing. From my experience, if I am jumping on level 125 on the arena, it is very likely I am going to meet people that have understanding of the game, to the point that they can remain competitive. Whereas when I was practicing to this tournament, I had huge problem to find someone that wasn't either crippling themselves with their own build, or just had like very little understanding of the base game mechanics to the point that they were making like mistakes upon mistakes and basically sabotaging their gameplay just because of the lack of the fundamental knowledge about how to approach certain situations and so on. It might be actually related to the fact that there is simply more people around that level 150 than around 125, and because of that there is a higher chance that you are going to meet a person that doesn't have that much of the understanding of the game. But what it seems like to me is the split generated so-called Dualist meta and casual meta. Which is funny because quite recently I was talking about skill-based matchmaking, and to be honest, if my experience is at least somewhat related to the reality, then we basically have skill-based matchmaking based on your level bracket. And you know what? I am kind of internally conflicted, because to some extent it is a good thing, yeah? It's people that do not really want to sweat too much, just play chill meta of 150. And yeah, people that do want to have the occasional high-level fights from the perspective of skill, they just can stay on 125. Obviously, in both cases, on the 150 you can meet good players, and on 125s you can meet bad players and vice versa. But depending on what level you are currently sitting at, it might be more or less common. And I am thinking like, if that's a good thing, because at least from perspective of my channel that is focusing a lot on skill-based gameplay, I kinda would like to have as many people in the community that are as good at the game as it is only possible. And one way of improvement, if not the best one, is to simply play against strong players. And because of that, people that have level 150 and onwards, and they decide to participate in PvP, they simply might have not that much of chances to play against strong players. And because of that, what overall happens at the end of the day is that these people are stuck on the certain skill level, whereas people that sit at the level around 125 have like more chances to improve. That being said, it is only my perspective, and maybe it was related to the time at which I was participating in the arena duels and so on. Maybe it's actually not that bad, and I made this video to ask you guys what you think. Maybe you had the experience of playing on both 125s and 150s, maybe you can bring your input. Let me know in the comment section which level meta you think is just like better for you. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in another one. Have a good one. Bye!